have something special for you. I figured I should show the next progression when it comes to, you know, our relationship as human beings with electricity, and what I recommend for everybody to strive towards, really. The first step is I got, me personally, I'm talking about me personally now, I got myself independent. I became an energy producer. I installed energy producing all over the place in my home, business, and so forth. Then, you know, over time, I built it to where I had an excess of power, especially during the summer months. And, you know, like even now, you know, it's like March, the power is become very excessive, really. When you have an excess of power, then you can leverage that. The best way to leverage that, I thought, is to purchase an EV. So I started purchasing EVs some years back to kind of cut back on my usage of petroleum for obvious reasons. It's noxious fumes that come out of your tailpipe. But really and truly, the straight up benefit is that all those fumes, you don't have to deal with them anymore. And once you reach a point where you're producing excess power at your home with your solar system, you're in a position now to really cut that gas bill. And with these gas prices, first of all, I have a challenge for you. Do you remember a time when gas prices ever go down yet? Them things don't go down. It's Jamaica, this. Things only go up. Whether it's the fluctuation of the oil price per barrel, or whether it's, you know, general inflation, where our inflation is very high in Jamaica. Our money does, I mean, I think I'm going to put up a chart on the screen of the value of our money over the years. This affects your gas price also. So it always going to go up. So, you know, when you have your energy, now I have the solar power producing excess for me now. I just store the excess in my vehicle and drive it around. And I don't have to buy no gas. I save, in my household, is a couple of us driving well. Easily over $100,000 a month. I save on gas. Easy. Because I'm a busybody person. I drive up and down a lot. One of the things that people worry about is how far you can go and you charge up the car. And so I'm here to kind of, you know, simplify things so you see how it really go. And I did a trip to kind of showcase what, for example, this vehicle can do. And this is an affordable vehicle. This vehicle behind me, actually we're selling it. It's $4.5 million. Now, I'm sure there's a whole heap of vehicles out there that cost more than that. And you have to go through $100,000 a month in them, you know, to run them. I know of vehicles that is $25,000 for full the tank. I know that for sure. So let's take a look of what's the differences between this an electric vehicle and you know, the gas powered or diesel powered vehicle. So here we are. So just think about it now. When you're driving a gas vehicle, do you have a gas station at your house? That's the first question to answer. No, and nobody wants to store no gas at them house, because you might burn down your house. With electricity, on the other hand, as I explained before, if you have an excess production of electricity, then you can use it up. You plug it in your car, it's there charging. Plug it in at night time if you have enough batteries, which I do sometimes, and then you make use of the excess power that's being generated. Today is a very sunny day, whole heap of power being generated. I'm using the power. I'm, you know, filling up this battery as well as the battery in the house is being filled up, the battery bank. Again, you don't have no gas station at your yard, so that's a huge advantage. So this particular vehicle, once we plug it in at the house, we don't go into any charging station. There's no, in Jamaica is a small country. This notion that we're going to have to go to a charging station, I'm going to debunk that right now. You're going to just plug in at your house, and you might plug in at your business place if you feel like it. But really and truly with the more modern cars, so I'm going to take a shot of, I'm going to show what I mean. This is a more modern car. This is a modern Nissan Leaf. This is the latest version. This is a 2017 model. This one can go 150 miles on one charge. So when you fill up the battery, you can literally drive go Negril. When you reach a Negril low, you're going to be very nervous, because you know, but you can reach. Now, the idea why I bought this car, I said, well, I want a car that I can just reach anywhere on the island if I feel like it, and I will charge up when I reach there. I'll probably just sleep over and, you know, plug it in, and the next day I'll be full again. So that's why I got this car. Now, Before I got this car, I had this one over here. This one now, the Essential Solar Mobile. This one I got, this one can only go about what? About 70, 80 miles, something like that when we got it. Now, I got this car for the obvious reason to save on fuel. This is for round town driving, you know, I go Portmore and I go Spanish Town in it. And one of the reasons I got this car was to test how lithium batteries kind of degrade over time. You know, a real world, a personal test. I want to see it for myself, that's how I do it. I want my own experiment. So the capability of lithium batteries over the years, and I can tell you, this car, you can't go Spanish Town again in this car, and you can barely go Portmore in this one. So the battery has degraded, and this is a 2013 model. I probably will lose about 30% of the, you know, the capacity. That's how I know about lithium batteries. And this is a pretty good example of the median lithium technology, really. Not the best and not the worst. So yeah, so this one can go around town. And this side I want to take it to another level. I got this one to do. If we go anywhere in the country I want to go, without a sip of gas or diesel. No gas station, but we have electricity. We just plug it in and it charges up. Now, this can charge on 110 power. You know, you get a little extension piece, you order it on Amazon or whatever, you can charge on 110 power, which is what we did when we went to the country. And you will see that. But at my home, I set up a 220 volt plug. And I plug in this in 220 volts, so it's charged at double the speed. In an hour, I get 10% charge. So 10% per hour. So it takes about 10 hours to get 100%, which you hardly will need. 100% will bring you 150 miles. So I usually just charge up like 30% per day. So it's like a 2 hours, 3 hours every day I plug it in. I usually plug it in early in the morning, you know, plug it in 6 o'clock, and by 8 o'clock it charge up already. Because I don't really like to plug it in during the night. You know, rule of thumb, when you're running solar systems for years like me, back in the day I never have enough battery power, I only used to use my equipment during the day mainly. And then the battery would just be to maintain the refrigerators and, you know, the lights and stuff like that. So I have that habit of managing my power where I try not to use a lot excess power at night. So even though when I have the capability and the capacity, my solar system is quite large now. My battery bank is quite large. I still have those old habits. But yeah, I plug it in. Actually, to tell the truth, when I came back from Manchester, so I made the decision, I plug it in at about 12:30. And you know, about midnight, I plug it in. Wake up in the morning, it moved from, 12% thereabout, to 88% by in the morning. So my battery bank is big enough, so I can do that if I want to do it, but there's an expense that comes with that. You have to buy extra batteries to manage that. It's a luxury because you don't really need it. You don't need to plug in your car at night. You can plug it in 6 o'clock in the morning, you know? Plug it in 7 o'clock in the morning. Depends. Buyer beware. Get solar before you buy an EV if you don't like to be surprised, because when you buy gas, you buy it little. But if you plug in a car every day, you're just going to get a big light bill. It's very important for you to understand that. Get solar first. Same thing for, even I say, you could line up for your employment, your place of employment to offer free charge for your car and so, for your EV. But really and truly, the place of employment, they should get solar so that they can offer this cheaper energy to the employees. Or else they're just going to, the place of employment is just going to get a huge bill, and they're going to retract the offer of giving you free charge. So it's very important to understand that I set up a whole heap of solar on my property before I decided to even buy the first EV. To me, it never makes sense to buy an EV and run up my light bill. So I didn't do that. I work on investing in my solar system first. I want you guys to sit back and enjoy my little trip to Manchester, so you have an idea of how a trip would go to the country in Jamaica, because you know these cars have a rating and people always say, boy, you know, yes, if you're in Miami you will reach, but when I'm to Jamaica when you have Mandeville Hill and all these hills to climb. You know, this trip kind of debunked that theory that, oh, if you're in a mountainous region like Jamaica, that an EV can't do the job. So enjoy. So here we are in our Nissan Leaf. This is not the Leaf Plus, this is just a regular Leaf. And the highway, we're heading to Manchester. We're heading to near Knox Community College from Kingston. Let's see what we're looking at there. Battery is at 90%. Let's see what happens. We reached now. Past Spanish Town yet? Just about to pass Spanish Town. Here we are about to go into Porous. This is by the Juicy. Soon we reach the Juicy Beef. Alright. Here we are. Let's see what we're looking at. 69%. We're going at about 90 kilo on the highway. So reach Porous now. See how far we can get. Going up to Knox Community College. Here we are at Juicy Beef. Alright, so we are in trouble now. So we are near Knox Community College, which is where the customer lives. But we only have 46%. Might be cutting it close to go back to Kingston, only 46%. Although we're on a hill, so we're supposed to get back some when we go back down the hill. We shall see. We'll try to get a plug-in at the customer house though. I plug in for an hour or so at 110 volts. So we are at the customer's house now, and we have 45% charge. We went up a hill. We beg a plug-in, so we're going to plug in and see how much power we get. You know, probably we're there for an hour or so. You see where it go. And the system that are just installed is in the garage right in front of the car here. Glorious display. I'm going to plug it in now.
Yeah.
Charge I know.
See that?
Yeah. Charge it alone.
Yeah. My Lord. Boy, Master, make me like when you come plug in. Because me myself I go plug in.
Alright, so we're on our way back now. We did charge up to, I think we charge up to 50. 50, yeah. And we've been on the road for a while. And as you can see, we're still at 50. As you can see there, we're still at 50%. Oh, we're going to 51 now, so the battery is actually taking charge, coming down this hill. Serious amount of charge. Heading down the hill to Williamsfield. Percent. Alright. So I guess we got probably 1% or 2% of the. How much we got? About 2%? 2%. We got 2% on the plug in there. Alright, so we made it to the highway now. Looking at there about 45, 44. Which is at 44% now. We're at the just enter the highway. Let's see what happens now. First toll booth up ahead. We're about to come off of the highway now, and we are looking at 27%. We've been going at about 80 kilo on average. So I go 80, close to 80, I think. On average, the trip up, yeah, on the highway is about that. Last time we do over 80, and this time we do little under 80. We reach Duane Park, and we have, what we're looking at here, 24%. In the 24%. Looking at, we'll be probably at 17 right now percent if we never plugged in, if we never took advantage and plugged in at those two places. Good news is, you know, people always say, oh, what if you run out of charge? My opinion about comparing an electric vehicle to a gas vehicle is, what if you run out of gas? Can you go to somebody's house and beg them some gas? No. With an electric vehicle, you can pull up at anybody's house, anybody's place, and beg them a plug in, and that's what we did. You can beg or you can pay. If somebody want to charge you, you just pay them. Say, oh, can I have $500 worth of electricity? Give them $500 plug in your vehicle. If it come to that. So there's no need to be worried about running out of power. I could literally just pull over right there, so, and just ask the people if I can beg them a plug in. You know, can't do that with gas vehicle. The only thing is that you have to have a little more patience. Be willing to wait. Take longer to charge. And now here we are on home sweet home. We have 12% left in the battery. So we went all the way to call it Knox Community College and came back, and we added 7% on the way. So take away that 7%, we would have reached home with 5%. And this is after climbing all the way up into these hills. Alright, family. So now you've seen it. If you have any questions about EVs, put them in the comments and we'll reply to them. You know, we want to just clarify with all the experience that we have, you know, living this. So we can clarify with all honesty how things really go. Drop a comment, we'll reply. You want solar, which is the first step. I cannot stress that enough. You can call us. And by the way, you can call, obviously, another company that does solar. We're not the only ones. This is it's very important. For me, you know, it's more important that you actually get a solar system put up than whether or not you even get it with us. But we offer it if you need it. And very competitive pricing, I must add. As a Jamaican, I can tell you that we need a whole heap of systems installed on homes. It is the better route. You have a home, start thinking about installing solar on your home. Start thinking about having a battery backup, because that's what's going to give you the true independence. If you don't have no battery, where are you going to get the power from at night time? So always think about your battery backup. And I have a video that explains the different types of batteries, so you can check that out. Let me kind of run you through what the only thing you have to maintain on one of these vehicles. You have to buy a tire, brakes and tires. So all the other things that don't have nothing to do with the engine, yeah, you still have to maintain those. If you really drive bad, you're going to mash up your front end and all that same way. But no regular oil changes. The filters, the oil filter, none of that. None of that. So that regular spending to maintain the old type of engine, you don't have that. There's nothing to really do when it comes to your drivetrain. When it comes to the motor, the batteries, nothing to do. So maybe. Now the thing about brakes to note is that these vehicles generate electricity when you're going down a hill, and that in itself breaks up the vehicle so that you reduce speed. So you don't really use the brakes as much as in a conventional internal combustion engine vehicle or a regular engine gas vehicle or a diesel vehicle. These vehicles, they regenerate, so they use up the energy to generate electricity, which is displayed in the video, which it was surprising how much electricity I got back. I hope this clear up everything, clear up some, you know, some of the misconceptions. I say, if you have any questions, again, put it in the comments. All right, so pricing. No, there's a misconception out there. It's another thing I'm going to kind of debunk. That they're just unaffordable and you have to be rich to be able to afford it. No such thing. This vehicle I bought it for about 1.3 million, maybe 1.4. This one is 4.5 million and I'm actually selling it. This can drive you go Mobi. This one, you just drive to work every day. You can get one of the older versions that can drive you go Portmore, Linstead, you know. So if you're interested and you really want one now, you can go call JetCon and see what they have in stock there. I don't have no affiliation with, I'm not affiliated with JetCon or anything. So don't mix me up in none of that business. I'm just an enthusiast, and every time there's a Nissan Leaf selling, I know about it. Every man who drive a Nissan Leaf knows it. Some of them down at JetCon selling. Alright family, so there you have it. Basically everything you probably need to know about owning an EV. I'm going to stress again, get solar first, or get solar at the same time. You buy the EV, if you don't get solar, get ready for your light bill. They're affordable. If you have any questions, let us know in the comment section. Thanks for watching this video, and I will catch you next time.